Hey, this is Scott Cutland with New Reach Foundation, climbing for community, shooting some videos on what to bring on your Mount Everest expedition. So here we have footwear and some climbing and hiking gear. So we'll start with the simple ones. Trekking poles, definitely something that's going to hold up to the abuse. What's nice about these is they fold down to virtually nothing. So for packing and carrying, these are great. And then I like a nice sturdy, like a carbon fiber or something like that that you can abuse. I have seen plenty of people break their sticks on the trail. So get something light and durable. Moving on from that, we're going to kind of shift around here. Let's stay with climbing gear. Have a helmet. I struggle with helmets. I don't like helmets like a lot of people. And they just don't typically fit my head, but in the event you need one, and you're going to be glad you had it. So I have this, I believe it's a Petzl Sirocco. It's super light. It's one of the foam ones, easy to get on and off. Of course, represents some Colorado there as well, but you can pack stuff in here in the side of the bag. This thing's held up pretty good, except where I took a little chunk out of there. So all good though. Climbing axe, super helpful. Most people are going to probably tell you to go with a straight mountaineering axe on Everest. This Petzl Summit Evo is really my go-to. I love this axe. You see it is bent a little bit, so you get a little mechanical advantage on that if you need it. The complaint is that it would have a rubber handle. If you're going to anchor down, it's a little tougher to get in the snow and get out. Honestly, I've never really had an issue with it. It's lightweight. I continue to climb with it. It's my go-to axe. Harness, and excuse the mess here, but this is a new harness for me. The reason I went with this one is I can clip the legs and unclip the legs. So when you're wearing that big puffy suit, you don't have to step into it. You can just clip them around, and it's just a nice lightweight, highly rated belt. So I'm looking forward to using that. And of course, you're going to have some carabiners and some lockers, your sender, and then you're going to definitely want to bring some extra rope with you as well. But that's really my harness set up there in a nutshell pretty quick. All right, we're going to be eating a lot. You have to be pulling the calories in. So eat whatever you can on these trips. So you want to make sure that the things you have, a lot of people bring those collapsible bowls. I find those horrible, that they accidentally collapse with food in them. It's everywhere, makes a mess, or they rip something. This is my preference. I think it's like a Sea to Summit or something, but it has this nice thumb hold. So yeah, you can hold it with your gloves on. It's a good size, and then of course, spoon, fork, all in one unit. Keep it light and compact. This is my go-to bowl and fork, and then as you're sitting at camp or whatnot, to have a nice coffee. 7 Summit House coffee is great. But this keeps it nice and warm. It's got insulation on the outside, and then if you're going to use it, you can have a measuring cup as well. And then it has a top. I just picked up this contraption that looks pretty cool. I haven't tested it out yet, but it's actually a coffee filter. So if you want a nice coffee, you can just put the grounds in there, pour the hot water in there. We're going to be using that to share our 7 Summit House coffee with the locals. Can make it on the spot, but I thought this was pretty smooth, and it packs up and fits right inside this cup I already had. So good stuff there. I also like to carry a thermos. It's really great to have a warm or hot tea or coffee, particularly tea, as you're climbing and you take a rest. The clean canteens seem to be one of the better ones. They've just thought about size. This is a ½ liter. And then what's nice about them is they have this handle that you can actually grab like with a thumb or whatnot, and then you have a plastic piece on the mouth to drink. I've learned that a lot of the thermoses, when you pull the top off, it's stainless or metal. It's not plastic, and I don't know if that sticks to your mouth at high altitudes in freezing weather, but I'm not going to try it out. And then, of course, water bottles. It's all a game of hydration. Like in video 1, I put Noon tablets. I'll carry at least 2 liters with me at all times. Put 2 of the Noon tablets in there, and I find that's the perfect balance for electrolytes and staying hydrated. I kind of rotate between bottles. These are just Nalgene types. I've also used the heavy plastic types, but I believe I'm going to bring these on Everest simply because they have this attachment to the lid, where on this style, if you drop it, it's gone, and that becomes a big problem. So I'm not really willing to lose my lid down the mountain. And then of course you need your sleeves here. This is like a neoprene 40 below. Joel and these guys are amazing. They have great stuff, but these really fit in all these. If you don't do that, your liquids will most definitely freeze on you. And this is just a ½ liter Nalgene that I'm planning on. In the Summit suit, you have small pockets against the chest, so I can get a ½ liter in there, so I have liquids on me at all times. If you have liquids in your pack, they'll most likely freeze on you, so I can get this thermos and this ½ liter in me no problem. And then I may have this one full too and just kind of stuff it inside the suit. All right, moving to footwear. Yeah, these are Crocs. First time in my life I've had Crocs, but I've been explicitly told you want to have these at base camp. There are showers again, and just getting in and out, they're convenient. They can get wet, no big deal. They're light, they don't take up a lot of room. I heard these are a luxury item and a great item to have, so I'll let you know. These guys I can definitely speak to. A down booty, again 40 below. I like these. I can actually wear these around camp. You wear them up high in the tent, so you have your boots off. But what you can do, which is really nice, is take your inner boot out of your high altitude 8,000 meter boot and just put this on and wear the shell of those as well to walk around camp so you don't slip and fall. But these things are a must. They will keep your feet very warm, and then you can wear them in your sleeping bag as well at night if you like. All right, this is another luxury item. I laughed at this one also. I was told you need Uggs or Sorels at base camp, and that sounded very accessible to me. I'll let you guys know. But I have worn them a little bit, and they are super comfortable and super warm. So I think hanging out at base camp, that's our home for quite a while. It'll be nice to have a boot on your foot and your feet that keep you warm. You have traction, and it's not a climbing shoe. So I think it does make sense. All right. So I wear boots. I don't wear shoes when I trek or hike. So going from Lukla up to base camp, I definitely have some ankle issues, so I like having the stability. I've been wearing these Salomons for a while now, 4D GTX or something like that. They just repel water great. They're comfortable. I do put a insert in there to help stabilize my foot. I have a high arch, so I keep those in there at all times. But yeah, these are tried and true. I love these things for just hiking around and whatnot. And then the boots I probably could live in. My 8,000 meter boots. These are the La Sportiva Olimans or Olympus Mods. So these are rated for 8,000 meters. They have an inner boot here. You see those dots? It's all reflective material to help with heat. I do have the insert in there as well. These things have treated me very, very well. They keep your feet toasty warm. You have nice welts on them for crampons, and they just work. They simply work. Of course, a built-in layer, but they're a triple 8,000 meter boot and super comfortable. You would want to think about sizing up at least a half size. I guess a couple of reasons. One is your socks may be thicker. Two, your feet may swell, or they probably will swell at altitude. So you want to make sure they're a little bit larger and they're very comfortable while you're up high, not if you're living at sea level, taking them out on the beach. And then crampons. So I'm bringing a little bit different crampon than I normally wear on this trip. I'm doing a semi-automatic, the Petzl Vasic, I believe it's called, something like that. But of course, 12-point steel. You have to have steel. The aluminums will just not do. The points will bend. I doubt anybody would even want you on the mountain with those. But these are go-to. They have the front basket on there and the full wraparound system here with your cleat or whatever it's called here on the back end, the clip in. So worked great. And that's it for this. Thanks again.